My name is Emily Carter, and the day I signed my divorce papers, everyone thought I had lost everything. My husband smiled as he walked out of the courthouse with a woman nearly 20 years younger than me. What neither of them knew was that 3 months later, one sentence from his doctor would change all of our lives forever. For 22 years, I believed my marriage was built on loyalty. I stood beside Daniel through every promotion, every setback, and every health scare. While he built a successful construction business, I quietly managed our home, raised our daughter Lily, handled the bills, and made sure his life ran smoothly. Daniel used to tell people he couldn't have become successful without me. Somewhere along the way, that gratitude disappeared. As his company grew, so did his ego. He started buying expensive watches, luxury cars, and designer suits. He became obsessed with looking younger. Every conversation turned into criticism. You don't take care of yourself anymore. You've gotten boring. You don't fit into my new lifestyle. At first, I blamed stress. Then I blamed myself. I bought new clothes. I joined a gym. I changed my hairstyle. Nothing mattered. Because the problem had never been me. One Friday evening, Daniel came home unusually cheerful. I wanted divorce. No apology, no explanation. Just those 4 words. I stared at him, expecting it to be some cruel joke. Instead, he calmly placed divorce papers on the kitchen table. There isn't anyone else, he lied without even blinking. But 2 weeks later, I saw him having dinner with a woman named Madison. She looked young enough to be his daughter. The entire town seemed to know before I did. People whispered. Friends stopped calling. Even Daniel's mother acted as if I had somehow failed her son. You should have tried harder to keep your husband happy, she told me. Those words hurt more than the divorce itself. When court day arrived, Daniel expected a fight. Instead, I quietly signed every document. His lawyer looked surprised. Daniel looked almost disappointed. You aren't even going to argue? He asked. I smiled politely. No, he laughed. I knew you'd finally realize you couldn't win. What he didn't know was that I wasn't giving up. I was choosing peace. That was the first twist. The second came only weeks later. Daniel and Madison moved into the expensive downtown condo he'd purchased during our separation. Social media was filled with glamorous vacations, rooftop dinners, and smiling selfies. Meanwhile, I moved into a smaller house on the edge of town. People pitied me, but they didn't know something important. For years, Daniel had suffered from a serious heart condition. He hated talking about it because it made him feel weak. Every single morning for nearly a decade, I organized his medications. Every refill, every specialist appointment, every blood test, every insurance approval, every reminder. I knew exactly which medicines couldn't be skipped. Daniel never paid attention. He didn't have to. I always did. After the divorce, I handed him every medical file neatly organized inside 2 binders. I've labeled everything, I said. He barely looked at them. I can handle my own life. I simply nodded. 3 months passed. I was finally learning how to enjoy my own company. I started painting again. I volunteered at the local animal shelter. For the first time in years, I felt free. Then, one Tuesday morning, my phone rang. The caller ID showed an unfamiliar hospital number. I almost ignored it. Something told me to answer. I'm sorry, Miss Carter? Yes? This is Dr. Reynolds from St. Mary's Medical Center. My stomach tightened. We're treating Daniel Carter. I stayed silent. He suffered a severe cardiac episode early this morning. I closed my eyes. Despite everything he'd done, hearing those words still hurt. Then the doctor said something I will never forget. Can you tell us why he stopped taking 2 of his critical medications? I didn't know he had. There was a long pause. Dr. Reynolds sighed. He told us. He managed everything himself after the divorce. I looked down at my hands. For years, Daniel had never even known the names of his prescriptions. The doctor continued. Honestly, we're shocked he remained stable for as long as he did. Another pause. Then came the sentence that changed everything. Your care and attention kept him alive much longer than he ever realized. I couldn't speak. Tears filled my eyes. Not because I wanted Daniel back, not because I regretted the divorce, but because someone had finally seen the invisible work I'd spent years doing. Everything everyone dismissed as just being a wife had actually been keeping a man alive. Dr. Reynolds asked if there was anything about Daniel's medical history the hospital should know. I calmly explained everything, the medications, the allergies, the emergency symptoms, the specialists he'd seen over the years. There was silence again. Finally, the doctor quietly said, "You probably just helped save his life," one more time. I thanked him and ended the call. I sat alone in my living room, not crying, not smiling, just breathing. For the first time in years, I realized something. Love should never require someone to disappear so another person can survive, and neither should marriage. I thought the story had ended there. I couldn't have been more wrong, because 2 days later, Daniel showed up at my front door, and karma had only just begun.